Hi, I'm FabuRocks, but my family calls me Fabu. I've been creating videos and live streaming since I was 7 years old as a form of therapy that my parents, FabuMom and FabuDad, have created for me to overcome my speech delay, learning disability, and ADHD. Now that I'm older and overcome many challenges, my goal and plan is to empower others like me. That is why I am founder and leader of the Fabu Army, a clan that supports and empowers young content creators like myself. I'm the youngest Facebook gaming partner and youngest former Mixer partner. Welcome to the FabuRocks Podcast, and here with me today is FabuMom.
Hi.
And FabuDad.
Hello.
Before we get started, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this podcast, Turtle Beach, Rocket, and G Fuel. Thank you very much. This is Season 1, YouTube Therapy, Episode 9, IRL Therapy. At the end of the episode, we'll be answering some questions that the Fabu fam and the Fabu Army have asked via Discord. If you have any questions for us, please join our Discord and ask us there. Let's get started. Guys, I am so pumped to start, so let's get to it right now with the first question. What was the secret sauce in gaining positive results?
After many DIY gummy videos and toy unboxing videos, we knew that the secret sauce was to switch up the content to keep Fabu continuously engaged and interested in what it was that we were doing. The end result was always going to be the same, which was her watching the video after the fact and her getting the therapeutic value from watching that video thereafter. But it was in the switching of the content that kept her engaged, because with her ADHD, well, I would like to interject that one of the misconceptions is that children with ADHD, they have no attention span or very limited attention span, which in fact is true when it comes to content or when it comes to things that they're not interested in. But when they're interested in something, then they hyper-focus and they're able to pay attention during that time that they're doing whatever it is that they're enjoying. So we knew that we needed to keep it fun, keep it light, keep it engaging for her. So we began to explore the IRL videos.
Yeah, to underline what FabuMom has been said, we already knew on the secret sauce from the very beginning. There was certain things that it worked, certain things that it caught Fabu's attention, and from the whole production of the video, from the whole special effects and bloopers and things within the video, we know that we wanted to continue to be included in the video. We knew that changing the content, it was going to be something positive, something that Fabu was going to enjoy. And as her doing the unboxing and the reaction that she got, and she wanted to be more engaged, way more than actually that when we were doing the gummies, and her reaction going outside to the park, to the Chuck E. Cheese and all that, and we were actually getting bigger and better results. We start adding more things to the secret sauce, more things, and that it was working even better and better and better. So into today actually the list of secret sauce, let's say, right, for Fabu is humongous. Now, many of those things from the very beginning has been crossed out because she's, as she get older and older, her interest changes, yeah. And not only because her ADHD changed, but it's something that we always need to be in top of it. As FabuMom was explaining, it's something that either that's one of the biggest reasons actually why Fabu does not play one game constantly all the time, like a lot of the content creators or streamers all the time the same game, because she just can't, she just won't. It needs to be changed, it needs to be rotated. She likes to different genres, different type of games. So through all that, we have always got what has worked the best and included to what we call the secret sauce. So yeah, the secret sauce is something that, once again, it keeps evolving and adding and subtracting out of it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it always give good results.
Oh, that's really fascinating. That's really cool. I did not know you guys did that for my ADHD, so that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the main things I want to add something to
yeah.
it. One of the main things of the secret sauce, always the one thing that never has changed is whatever Fabu wants. It's like, it has to be something that she wants to be part of, because there has been, it's fair too for us to talk, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of errors that we have done, a lot of trials and that they did not work. And one of the things that we have trying to do and several times, and we have learned from those, let's call it mistake, is trying to suggest something that Fabu not really was so excited about it, neither want to participate. That didn't work.
Yeah.
That did not work whatsoever. We thought that it was going to be a good idea. We thought that it was going to be really good, but she just didn't want to. And she doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to. And then she didn't,
Lose interest.
That it did not catch her attention.
And
She
then
didn't want
one
to.
thing triggers another to trigger another, and then she comes out with a bad attitude, and then she just is miserable, and she sets the mood completely.
So most of the time, what we do, based upon it has to do something that she wants to be part of, that she will be okay with. It's always ask her.
Yeah,
Hey,
we've
Fabu.
always met her where she's at.
Yeah, if I would, this game is coming out. Do you like? I think that you would like this game. Do you like it? And then a lot of times I'm wrong. She would say, "Oh no, I don't like this game." I'm like, okay, so let's
Or
not even
she'll
play
go
it.
along with it, and then you spend $100 on a game, and she's like, "Sure, yeah, I'll definitely try it." And then she tries it for like a half hour, hates it, and then FabuDad's like,
Bro.
"I just spent $100 on this game."
Yes, and then she doesn't want to be part of it, and then don't play anymore. It's totally different when she start playing a game for X amount of time, and then she
Jumps.
stopped and says, "Okay, I don't want to play this game." And that has happened with Minecraft, has happened with Roblox, and
I always
actually
come back.
another game that she started playing a lot and then she never come back was Destiny. So it's always is asking Fabu, "Hey Fabu, we're gonna have this. What do you think?" Yes, okay, let's go. So that's the main thing. Once again, coming back to that question. There's many things to always add to that list of secret sauce and things that we take off to the secret sauce, depends on the moment. But one thing is always certain is it has to be what Fabu agreed or Fabu wants to be part of. That's the main thing. Always has to be.
Which I was
the
gonna
main
say,
thing.
and then us accepting the fact that she may start a game and then jump to another and then never come back to that game.
Yes. Yes.
Or in those rare occasions, I actually finished the game. So
Yeah, and those
I do finish the game.
to
Like,
add something to that, it is very rare that Fabu does finish a game.
yeah,
She start a game, play for I don't know how long, it give the game into the middle, and then she stopped.
actually, to be honest, now that I think about it, it kind of happens with every game. It happened with Spider-Man Far From Home. It happened with Until Dawn. It happened with Odysseus. Well, not Odysseus. Phoenix. Sorry, I keep on saying Odysseus. I did that with Apex. I did that with so many games. I think the one game that recently I have actually finished it was Little Nightmares too. That was
And I believe that Little Nightmares is because she already has played previous Little Nightmares. It's something that kept her attention. It's a short game.
And it's personally, I loved Little Nightmare because it was different from the other games, so it kept me more intrigued because there was riddles and it was different from the games that I used to play. So yeah,
It's like another rare game that she finished and she was very engaged. It was Resident Evil.
oh yeah,
So it was a long game. Resident Evil 7. It was a long game,
we finished it.
but yeah, you finished it.
We finished the two Resident Evil. So
Yeah, you finished it.
I didn't finish the other one though. I did not finish that one.
No, I'm like, once again, very rare the Fabu starts a game and finishes. So a lot of games that we ended, which is the majority, that we ended up buying those games. I need to ask Fabu, and even if I ask Fabu, it's a hit or miss. It's like what she was saying, like Valhalla. Like she started playing the game, everything was wonderful. She was very engaged. She loved the game. It was, oh my God, this game is the best. And then she dropped it like it was hot.
Well, the thing is that when you have ADHD, it's very hard sometimes to play these long story games because you have to remember the storyline, and you cannot have too many side missions because then you get easily distracted, and then you wind up going down rabbit holes and then forget that you have to come back to the main storyline. So that's one of the big issues with Fabu and these long story games, that she ends up just deviating and going into side missions, and then when you realize she has like a bunch of different side missions going on, and then she completely forgot to come back to the main story. So that's another big issue.
Look, I want to add something to that. And one game that I found that I believed that Fabu was not gonna be interested about, it was Hitman. Because it needed to, to do a mission and follow and be and not rush things over and things like that. Based upon not rushing things over and all that, I believe that it was not going to be good for Fabu because she doesn't have the patience for that. But one thing I noticed while we was recording and Fabu was streaming Hitman, that it was great, that it was a main ingredient for, not only for Fabu, but, I believe for people with ADHD, is that it was always reminding you that you have to do the task and you need to follow. There was no deviation. It was no, okay, let's just do something else like any other game with open world or whatnot that you would do. You just need to follow. If you actually deviate doing something else, the game itself will remind you, hey, you need to go get this guy. Wow. Hey, you need to go over there. And I would see if I would disdirect herself. Okay, I need to come back. And then she would see something else. Oh my God, look at the DJ. And then she would go to the DJ. Oh my God, look at that. And then the game himself would say, hey, this is your task. Go follow that guy. That guy is moving. And then she will go and follow the guy. So that game is awesome. Hitman is awesome for that. It always reminds you, always telling you, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you have this amount of time. Hey, the guy is moving. Hey, let's go. It's always on top of you. So you don't have that much time to deviate. And that's why Fabu was able to do every episode of the Hitman without a problem. It took her a little bit longer than normal, but it always disdirect her saying, hey, let's go. We need to do this. This is your job. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to come back. And I believe that it worked really, really, really good for Fabu. It was something that I didn't thought that it was going to be good for Fabu.
Wow. So I would be really curious to see if the developers or those that design the game have some sort of ADHD expert on their team that maybe, helped them along and gave them some pointers on how to create the game and have it be more accessible.
It could be. I have no idea if that's a fact or not, but I'm telling you, when Fabu was playing that game, I noticed
it helped her stay on task.
It helped her 100% to stay on task. And she was deviating like every game. She would start the mission and she would see something like, oh, look at this. Let me go over here. Let me check this.
Versus GTA doesn't have...
Yeah, GTA doesn't have any of that. Any of these games, it doesn't have any of that. So when I play with Fabu, GTA or any mission, I always have to be telling Fabu, we need to do this. Fabu, come back. Fabu, come over here. Fabu is this way. Fabu, follow me. It has, a constant reminder. Here. Otherwise, Fabu ended up doing something else. You're doing a mission.
I ended up in the bar.
You're doing something else. And Fabu, what are you doing? I'm having a haircut. I'm getting a haircut. I'm like, we are in the middle of a mission. And GTA of the heist, and how can you decide to have a haircut right now? No, I just want to, look good. And her task was trying to get a car and pick us up, and she never did. and that happens all the time in any game. It always happens. It has to be something that is constantly disredirecting her to do this, and and come back to it. Otherwise, Fabu will get lost in the game.
I bet it was really hard for you guys to find a game. Well, right now, obviously, find a game. But back then, find something that I would be engaging and more involved because of my ADHD. So, I want to thank you guys. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So that leads me to my next question, guys. Why did we start making IRL videos and stop making home DIY videos?
Well, it's kind of the same reasoning that we just mentioned, to switch up the content for you and to try to keep it always interesting and different and fun so that you would be more engaged in the video. One of the very first IRL videos that we did was here at the house. We did the Whisper Challenge with you and your cousins, and you had so much fun. You guys had, like, not only you, but your cousins as well, had such a good time during that video. And one of the main reasons why that video was so effective was because it allowed you to practice your socialization with your peers, as well as help you establish conversation, engage in social activity, which up until that point you were just doing videos by yourself or with us. So that was a plus. Another one of the videos that we did was the Starbucks secret challenge, the secret Starbucks menu challenge. And that right there helped you be able to have a conversation with strangers. So the task there was for you to go in to Starbucks, ask for the secret menu as best as you could. You know, it's a lot of times that you were saying things that maybe others didn't really understand, but as best as you could, you would be able to ask for what it is that you wanted, be able to engage with a stranger, pay for your drink, and then, you know, go off and explain what it is that you were doing. The main benefit in that video is because it exposed you to having to interact with strangers, and it helped you become a little bit more extroverted, because what our fear was is that with the speech delay that you would become more introverted and increasingly become more shy throughout time.
Yeah, we always wanted, like we said before, we always wanted to add more things to the secret sauce, and that means that we needed to start doing all, different things and see what it works and what didn't work. And we wanted to exposure you different aspects, and we already knew the video and the whole creation, like I said before, and the video and everything, it worked out with DIYs and that whole unboxing videos where you were saying the names of the collectible, the Shopkins and things like that. It was working, but especially you going outdoors, because we always love to go to outdoors and things like that. You loved it, and it was getting better and bigger results. And by the way, let's say it again. That DIY, it was pretty exhausted, and you were already doing it. We already have done it, I believe, way long enough that you were already losing. I'm not gonna say lost completely interest about it, and that's one thing that we didn't want to do. But you were already very near to the deadline that you were gonna say, "I'm topping out. I don't want to do this anymore," and we didn't want that to happen. So that's always has to be a constant thing for us. We always feel that with you, we always have to be changing things, making things different, and always giving a twist here and a twist there, and always before you say, "That's it. I don't want to do this anymore." And we always have done such a thing. So with the IRL, we wanted to expose you and all those social matters that we wanted to include, like I said before, to the secret sauce. We already knew that everything we were doing, it was great, as the presentation that you had that we talked about in the previous episode, the presentation that you had in your school in front of the whole school. You did well, and you did the public speaking, and for the first time you were able to be in front of the whole school,
so nervous, bro.
And you were able to do your presentation really good without any fear or anything. You were fearless, and we were so proud.
Oh no, I was really scared, just saying.
But you were able to do it, something that you were not able to do before. So we wanted to continue to add to that, and for you not to feel socially awkward when you meet somebody and be able to talk to them. That's something that it was always happening. We would go to anywhere, and you didn't want to talk, you didn't want to say anything because of the fear that maybe they're not understanding you, and always for mom needed to jump and explain people what you're trying, what you mean, and I we wanted to start breaking that habit somehow and giving you more confidence and for you to start building building your confidence in levels in many aspects. And we believed that the IRL, it was going to help a lot. We already knew that it was helping, but we believed that it was going to help a lot. So that was one of the, like I said before, like I had explained, one of the several reasons why we decide to change things from IRL. From that moment to now, we have changed it a gazillion times.
A million times, yeah.
Because of the same reason. We always, like I said before, we always have to be changing. But every time that we change something is to obtain a better and greater results for you. And it has worked like that into today.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. And by the way, I just want to say, like, when we were doing the Starbucks and the cousin thing, I think that was, to be honest, I had so much good memories from back then. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The Starbucks, I felt like when I paid for my coupon, I felt like such a big adult. I was like, here you go, and I got this unicorn drink, and I had to explain how it tasted. It was so cool. And I felt so like a secret agent when I was like, hey, can I get a unicorn, from the secret menu? Ha ha ha. And then the cousin thing was awesome because it was super funny. I loved it. And I was with my cousins because I'm a single child. So it was nice to have other kids around because in the neighborhood there's no other kids. So that was really cool. And
well, by the way, you're not a single child. You do have siblings. But,
well, I do have a single child, but they're not living.
They
here.
happen to be a lot older than you. So I guess,
I'm just saying that it was nice to be with people my age, and we would just talk shit like, oh, hello, and then they would try to say it back. So it was really cool. And I think we're ready for the next question, shall we? What was the positive outcome of the IRL videos?
The IRL videos had many positive outcomes. First and foremost, it was us spending time together as a family outside the house, doing something fun that we all enjoyed. It was also another positive was exposing you to different environments, different settings, different situations that challenged you to interact with strangers, with other people that you might know in different settings. So, like, for example, one of the IRL videos that we did was we went to SuperCon. And so the challenge there was that you were kind of like, we pumped you up before we got there. We're like, you're going to be like a reporter. You're going to see like different characters, people dressed up as different characters. So you're going to go up to them. You're going to, interact with them, say something nice to them or say something like, hey, you're my favorite character, or ask them a question and then ask them to see if, you could take a picture with them, So that was like what you did during that event, which was amazing.
Yeah.
We had a great time, and it forced you to use your vocabulary, to interact socially.
If you could see that video, all these videos, by the way, are on YouTube from very beginning. You could all go and take a look. But that was the first time that actually we start thinking like, yes, act like a reporter. That would be a great concept, and open conversations with people and ask them, hey, well, what about your costume? Take a look at my costume. Can I take a picture? Actually. Yeah, can I take a picture with you? Things like that. We thought that it was a great conversation, icebreaker type of thing in order to start a conversation. But there we knew, and we find out that even though that you were able to perform very well in your school in that public presentation, you were very shy.
Yes.
You were not able to express yourself when you were next to people. You wanted to say things, but I guess you froze there and you did not express yourself well, and people did not understand you, and then that set you back. And I remember at that moment she was a humongous fan. I think she still is. Oh, the Flash.
Yes.
And there was a guy who dressed up as a Flash, really good, and she kept looking at the guy, and I'm like, let's go.
I think she thought he was the Flash, like, at that point.
Yeah, she like go there, talk to him, and she was super shy, and the guy was awesome, and like that it was through the whole convention. Into today, we still actually, after all this live streaming that we did and everything, we came back to that. Not too long ago, actually, we did like a reporter type of thing, videos that we did for G Fuel that we did Fabu reporting that the G Fuel now that actually is selling on Wawas in different locations here in South Florida. We did several videos on that, Fabu being as a reporter, and it was great. It was a little flashback, and to me, it was a flashback actually recording Fabu as a reporter, telling people, hey, look what's going on, you feel here and everything. But now so, much older and more outspoken and everything. I mean, the difference is more confident. It's gigantic. We have come a long way in 5 years. A long way in 5 years. And that's where you, like, at least for us, we see the humongous difference, like the improvement that we have gone through years. But yeah, it did, and it has been working great for us in all the social matters, from public speaking to like when we have gone to gaming events now. We have said it several times, from E3 to any of the PAX, Fabu is the one who's talking to everybody. She's not shy on anything. She introduced herself and she talked to anybody before we even talked to anybody. I would go say hi to anybody, and it's like, yeah, I already spoke to Fabu. I know what Fabu, who's Fabu, and she's there, and she already introduced herself, and for us, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's a humongous improvement that has done, and now she is outspoken, and for us, that's awesome. That's great. So that's the main reason why we from that moment, from the first time that I believe that we say, hey, how about doing this as a reporter and start doing this? I mean, 4 years, 5 years now, it was totally worth it, and we still continue to do it.
As you said before, that I was really shy, like how when I was in class or somewhere else, like in SuperCon, that I didn't want to talk to the Flash, or I didn't want to participate in class because I was shy, and I felt like if I stood up, I would say something stupid, and I was so scared. That's why one of the reasons why I'm so terrified in public speaking, because when I public speak, I feel like I'm going to say something wrong or I'm going to choke, and I didn't want to get me humiliated. So that's one of the reasons why, one, I hated public speaking, and why the second reason why I was so shy. So I just wanted to ask, what did you do to make me more social? Like, I know you told me that I talked to strangers to keep the conversation coming or create a conversation, but did you do anything more extra to make me more social?
You relied on us as being like a crutch, for example, like when we would go out to the movies and someone would stop and maybe ask you a question directly, I would step in and I would just answer, or because you would start to say something and I would just cut you off and speak for you, never really giving you that opportunity to finish, because I knew that maybe you were going to say something that person wasn't going to understand and it would make you feel bad or whatever. So I think us realizing that we were like enabling you somehow, and then at that point we stopped and we took advantage of every opportunity that we had to expose you to social encounters. So we took advantage. Every weekend we would go out, we would go to somewhere different, and each opportunity allowed you to socialize and interact with someone different, So if we were doing, once we went out and we did the boat parade, we went out to the park, to Bayfront Park, and that was an opportunity for like strangers that would see you in front of the camera talking. They would come up to us and, hey, what is it that she's doing? And then, you felt so excited and wanted to explain to that person, and we would just let you explain what it is that you were doing, and that allowed you to interact with one person that you would probably normally had not interacted with, because we would probably have jumped in and spoken to that person and not, let you engage the way we were allowing you to engage from that point forward. So I think every opportunity was just a unique opportunity.
Yes, and the moment we understood too the therapy, it actually went beyond just to create video and you watching the video later on, and the whole, it took another form of therapy, and actually putting the social aspect to the whole thing, and us actually going to these public events, or going to the zoo, or going to the 4th of July event and things like that, and us filming, you explaining what are we doing there. It opened the door for social communication, socializing, talking to people and things like that, that obviously that was therapy. That was therapy. And it's not that we were filming and it was within neither the editing or the filming or you watching the video later on. Actually, that day you were able to talk to 3, 4, 5 strangers, other kids, and be able to talk freely, without a problem, without an issue, and feel confident. And us being right next to you, and you feel that we were like shooting and they were interested about you, and you feel, I don't know, empowered by you were actually the content creator, the person that actually is being part of this film, and you explaining.
Even though they may not have understood you completely, she was still able to do it. Versus
you felt that you were, you were secure enough for you to talk and not feel afraid. You took that chance. At least it gave you the courage for you to take the chance and speak out and be social. And that's how everything started. And once again, like I was explaining before, I believe that that's how, the very first thing for you to start, being confident about yourself, that led to, like when we went to the gaming events and everything, that you were super social. Like, there's nobody in the game event that could not say that, oh, I did not met Fabu. Oh, I don't know who's Fabu. Yeah. Because you were introducing yourself to everybody, talking to everybody, being super friendly and awesome to everybody. And it started like that. Well, and that's how I believe that has started.
That reminds me of like one of the mixer events that we went to. I believe it was E3.
Yes, in E3, yes.
It was E3 that we all got, like, it was this new social experiment that they had at that event, where we each had like a bracelet where we would go to someone and just like lock in our bracelets, and then it would pass along our information to the other bracelet. And so we each of us had gotten one. But when I would go to someone and say, hey, let's swap information, they're like, we already swapped with Fabu. We already swapped with Fabu. I'm like, wow, Fabu got around, and she like...
Yeah, I remember...
She had swapped our information with everyone in the event before we even got to like a quarter of them.
Yeah, when we were in Mixer and we got the necklace, I would just go...
There's a bracelet.
The bracelet, sorry, not the necklace. I would go around and I was just swapping people like, hi, hello, I'm Fabu, let's go. And then bye, let's go, hi, hello. I went all the way around. And then it came back to FaDad. I'm like, FaDad. And he was like, what? I was like, I got them all. Let's go.
Yeah, she was. The great thing about that is that she was not shy about engaging in any new conversation. Engaging in how you doing, nice to meet you. This is my name, who you are. She was not afraid anymore. She was very engaging. Now that she would stay and create a long conversation with you, that's something else. Yeah. But she was not afraid anymore to say, hi, how you doing? How are you? I'm Fabu, etc., etc. And to us, that was great, because we need to. It's like sometimes Fabu says, no, I'm the only child. She's not, but the thing is that her brother and sister, they're older, much older than her, and they don't live in the house, so she's always alone here with us. Okay, yes, they come around, yes, they visit and everything, but the communication is not the same. The conversation is not the same. So, when she goes out and socialize with her cousin, between families and things like that, even through family members, she's still shy. So when we started doing all that through the through the events, going on the weekends, taking advantage of any events that were out there. For like FabuMom said, from the boat parade that it was in one of the Bayfront parks here, 4th of July, any of this event, we would take that advantage, first of all, to make it a family thing. Because regardless, we go there as a family and have fun. But why not take advantage of that moment and put a Fabu in front of a camera to create a video for her to feel like the whole thing for Fabu is like her having a light, having a camera right in front of her, and having a microphone. It created somehow a way that Fabu feels secure. She was like in a secure zone. She was in the comfort zone. She was in her own, world in front of a camera, and somehow she is Fabu confident. And then she felt confident in the moment being in front of the camera with a microphone to say a person next to her, "Hi, how are you? How you doing?" Otherwise, if the camera would not be there and the microphone would not have been there, and we would still in the same event on the 4th of July, and she was sitting next to her, she would have not turned around
and engaged
with that person, say, "Hi, how are you? I'm Fabu." She would not have done it. But somehow we start noticing that somehow her being next to the camera with a microphone and the light and things like that, somehow it make her feel that
I had power or something.
Well, I would not say power, but it made yourself confident enough for you to be able to say, "Hi, how are you?" Or to answer any question that people would approach to you. "Hey, what are you doing? If that's a YouTube video, what is it about?" And then you would explain yourself. "Oh, yes, this is YouTube. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel." And then you would talk. And to us, that's awesome. But we only saw that happen when we had a camera. Yeah. Because obviously you don't have a camera. You're just sitting there. Nobody's going to approach you to say, "Hi, how you doing?" And you were not going to approach anybody because you were, you were like, "Oh, I'm not going to do this." You were shy in that perspective. So we took advantage of anything was going on in the weekend and here in Miami. And every weekend here in Miami, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Family related in any park, anywhere. So we did that.
How we at,
And then we used to find out, from later on that actually that extended to, and that's why one of the reasons why we were part of the whole Pokemon fever for such a long time. It was because in every weekend there was a Pokemon event.
Yes. With
family members and a humongous group and everything. And we took advantage of that, took our camera and everything. And she was very social with everybody. It was to us that was great. It was great because the therapy that it was taking place at that moment without Fabu knowing, somehow it was not only the filming of the video once again, or later on her watching the video or the editing, any of that. It was just her socializing. Yeah. And that was therapy. It was a key feature right there.
Wow.
And it was working really, really well.
Without her realizing.
And like I said, when Fabu would see the camera and somehow she felt like she was confident. Now, if you were to take that camera or the lights or the microphone away, she was not so confident. So our job at that moment, it was to keep making her exposed, but at the same time, which we ended up actually making it happen, based upon the story that we tell you in E3, there was no camera around or anything like that when Fabu was doing there. She doesn't need the camera anymore to be social.
Dude, I was so social. I was like, dude, there was one person though, I feel like this might be a little off track, but there was one person in E3 that I was, right when I saw, because she was kind of famous in my perspective at that time, because I used to watch her on YouTube. But I was super shy. I was like, you know what? No, I can't talk. Nope, I cannot talk. I'm out. Because I was so shy to introduce her introduce myself, sorry. And I was like, "Hi, hello, I'm a huge fan." So yeah, but most of the time in E3, I was super social. There was we went to this Fortnite, well, not Fortnite event, but in E3 there was this Fortnite section, and we went in there, we talked, we had popcorn with everyone, well, not everyone, but we talked to people, we ate popcorn, there was one thing in that party that was my favorite thing in the world. in this Fortnite section, they had this section where they sold. Not sold.
Sold.
No, not they didn't.
They
gave you for free these slushies. They were so good.
Juice.
They were so good. Like, I don't think I've ever tried anything that good. It was delicious. It was like cotton candy with a mixture of sour a little bit, just a like tiny bit. It was delicious.
Yeah. So like to wrap it up.
Off track.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
That's to wrap it up a little bit. What I was saying is that's how it started. For us trying to expose Fabu to be social. And that matter, and that way, and in order for that to keep building up and up and up into the moment that we don't have to, or she doesn't have to feel that she has a camera in front of her in order to become social. So that's how it started. First, we needed to have a camera in front of her and all that, and then we saw the results. Automatically, she became super social, and then little by little, we're gonna be talking about this in upcoming episodes. We start taking away the camera and let her continue to be social and actually be able to, like, okay, so you remember this guy is your friend, and remember it's because they were somehow through all these Pokemon events, you will see the same faces, the same people, the same family, and then she ended up being social without being in front of a camera. And we believe that, all the results of all those efforts, social-wise, it's Fabu today, which is great. She doesn't need to have a camera in front of her, a microphone or light or anything for her to feel confident enough to engage anybody or be social with anybody. And we believe that it started from that therapy.
Yeah. And I gotta say, when we went I feel like going to the PAX was a big step for me, yes. Considering because we didn't bring cameras. Well, we did like a camera to take pictures, but we didn't bring a camera to record or anything. So I had to actually talk to people, introduce people, and it was amazing because I actually met a lot of people. I met new friends, and it's really cool. And I feel like PAX, it was a humongous step considering that there was no camera involved. So I had to speak and talk to people, and I think that was a huge step in me being more social. So that leads me to my next question. What was exactly the technique that you guys tried to use to make me more social towards strangers? Did you bring a camera involved every time you went somewhere, or every time we went somewhere you would bring the camera and then try to take it away for me to be more social? What was your technique?
Well, like I was saying right now, as soon that we noticed that you became a social butterfly in front of a camera, because it was very, very noticeable.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we go to any of these events, which normally we always do during the weekend, and we didn't have a camera around us, you were rollerblading, doing your stuff, but you were not talking to anybody. You were not engaging, even though that we were talking to people. And because we're social. For Mom and I are social, and start to talk to people. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. But you didn't engage. But when we would go to somehow similar event with a camera, and we were actually filming you rollerblading or doing something, you automatically start engaging with people. Either walking a dog, you would say hi, how you doing? You will even start the conversation or entertain whoever it was asking you. Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And so we noticed that was happening. So at the moment that we noticed, we were like, okay, we need to, keep doing this, but at the same time, trying to take the camera away of the equation in order for her to build that confidence level is strong enough that she doesn't need to have a camera.
Yeah, because
you don't want you associating, being social with having to have a camera involved.
Yeah, and we were able to do that thanks to what I just said before, the Pokemon events. For us, that was the main thing, because it was happening so often every weekend, and we were being part of so often that it was very easy for us to do that. Because we were not filming everything that we were doing in Pokemon Go. We were not doing, because if we would film everything that we did in Pokemon Go, it would be
hours.
Crazy.
Oh,
There was time that we had the camera, and there was other times that we told Fabu, no, we're not gonna have the camera 24/7 here in Pokemon Go.
Because we were playing ourselves. Let's be honest.
yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah, because we were playing ourselves, being part of it. But at the same time, the good things too
our character
is that during this event, you will see once again the same faces, the same familiar faces. So whoever Fabu said hello and hi and had a long conversation the previous week in front of a camera, it was still there without a camera. So she felt already confident to continue that conversation with that person that she already had that conversation with in front of the camera. So that himself helped drastically for her to be able to, okay, I could do this not being in front of a camera. I could do this and continue to do this without being in front of the camera. And then her confidence level started building up into the level that she was, like I said before, once again, now today, she doesn't need to have a camera to talk to people and to be social. You know, she went from not doing it at all to, okay, I need a camera right in front of me in order to be social, because that will help me to break the ice or whatever, or they give me a comfort zone or something, a confidence to talk to people into, to now I don't need the camera. I just could be social. It's fine. It's normal. And that's what we at today. And that's how we started the whole thing with, that with the camera, without the camera, to be social, and for Fabu to be able to have more confidence in herself.
We just finished all the questions. Now we are going to jump on to the questions that the Fabu fam and the Fabu army have asked via Discord. So let's get to it. This question is for FabuDad and FabuMom. I know you guys are really positive, and you guys say that you wouldn't go back and you don't regret anything, that you quit your jobs. But the question is, what is one thing that you miss on your previous jobs?
I'm still working in social services as I once was before. I didn't quit my job or anything, but what I am doing now more than I had been doing previously, which is working more from home. Prior to COVID, I was going out and working more from the field, but now I'm strictly 100% working from home, which I love. I don't miss going out and working out in the field. I feel that working from home gives me more time to spend with my family and to do the different things that we do here in the house to help Fabu.
Well, and my part, I like I had explained before from I think for episode 0, I had my own company. It was a private lending company for a small business here in Miami, Florida. And I closed down that business in order, to be able to do this, as it needed more attention, because we always felt they were running out of time with Fabu, et cetera, et cetera. And my job, it was very stressful. It was, it has a lot of liability. It was very stressful. That's one of the reasons why I did not even though that I have family members working with me, let my job still, my business still open while I was actually at home helping Fabu. So I needed to close it for liability reasons. But it was very stressful. It was very stressful. So I do not miss any of that stress at all. I don't. And I loved the time that I have since I closed down my offices and start working from home, something I never have done before, and be able to spend all my time with the family. I always was, based upon my line of work and business and all that, traveling, working. I'm a workaholic, entrepreneur by heart since I was 18 years old. And so that means when you're an entrepreneur, a serious entrepreneur, I would like to call myself, etc., etc. That means you're working 24/7, and you have very minimum to almost none time for you to, be with the family. You need to do things in order to accomplish your goals that you have made for yourself, in order for you to, put your title of successful, right? We all do that to ourselves. So I don't miss any of that. I really don't, because I felt, like I said before, I felt for the very first time how great it is to spend time with your family and do everything that you can for your daughter, and it was great. So I don't miss any of that. I don't miss to actually. I don't even miss, and I have done even different a lot of changes. For people that know me from family members and friends that know me from before, I never had long hair because of my business and my line of work. I never had long hair, and now I have long hair. So I did that. I never had a long beard because my line of work. Now I have a beard, something I couldn't have done before. I'm always with
Wow.
formally dressed 24/7, even in the weekend.
Fancy.
I was I was even so used to it. Even in the weekend, I would dress formally. Like we were going the weekend to a park, and I had a blazer and a jeans, and to me that was sporty. Having a jeans, tennis shoes, and a steel, a blazer with a t-shirt. So in a sport jacket, something like that. Okay, so now I don't. Now I'm in flip flops, and not because of COVID,
Now he's in flip flops.
I'm in flip flop and chilling, and
with a hoodie
and the hoodie and the t-shirt, things that I never
would have worn.
wear before. So
And a beard.
Long hair with a beard, with flip flops and a hoodie.
Woo, let's go for that.
So
like if you look in his driver license, it's super different. Like
yes, that's a great point. Actually, if I was saying when we go travel and I give my driver license to whoever is there to to show my ticket, they look at me and they just look at the driver license. They look at me again, like no. And they look at the driver license and they look at me again. Well, a couple of things. In the driver license, I do not. I don't have glasses because I didn't have glasses before. I had a lazy eye surgery a long time ago. I was not wearing glasses, so I didn't use glasses until not too long ago. So I'm wearing glasses.
Aging yourself at this point.
Yes.
yeah, Fada looks really.
I had my hair was short, business type of thing. Now my hair is long,
and no beard.
and I had no beard. And now I have a beard.
20 years younger, by the way.
And
Just
yeah, in the
saying.
driver's license, I was like 10 years younger.
10?
So
I don't know, I think it's
imagine that guy would look at my driver's license, look at me with beard, glasses, long hair, and white hair.
And Fada would tell him like,
And that glass and the driver's license, I didn't have any of that. And the guy like, this is you? And I have to explain always. I know. A lot of changes, a lot of things, yes, I have long hair now, so I have to establish a conversation with the person because I don't look anything that my driving license. But yeah, I don't miss to come back to the questions. Derail there, a lot of it. I don't miss anything. I really don't miss anything. I'm experiment. I think that I would say for the first time, why not? For the first time in my life, is to be at home with your family more often is priceless. I had that opportunity. Helping not only the feeling of helping Fabu or helping our daughter, it's humongous. That's number one. But be able to be with your family more often, it doesn't mean that you have to just work from home or anything like that. But be able to spend more time with your family, to me, that's priceless. That's great.
Absolutely.
And something that I value today. It's not that before I didn't value, but I didn't, I always think like every person with a business set of mind, and especially an entrepreneur, is that in order for you to feel accomplished and
successful.
And successful, you need to have these goals. But the goals, it was not really stay with your family and anything. Your goals is to create this wealth and material things. And then out of those material things and those goals, you will feel successful. And then what you do is you create time for the family by going on vacation 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. And that's what we used to do. That was the world that we were living. And until we changed it completely. Did a 360.
A 360, truly.
And a humongous change. And has been great. Yes, we bootstrap. Yes, we do a bunch of other things, but it's super rewarding. It's great. It's great. My advice to any parent out there is the father or the mother that always out there working, and maybe you haven't, like many other, including myself before, try out of your schedule. Invest more time within your family, not only your kids, but your family, and have more time together. There's more valuable than that overtime, that extra time. That I understand a lot of people, they do need it, but I'm telling you, it's more need. What is more needed is that extra time with your family. It's priceless. It doesn't have a price. It doesn't have a price tag. It's something that everybody needs to do it somehow. That's what I have. One of my biggest experience doing all this. Something I never have done before.
Self-gain there,
Yeah. So, no, I don't miss anything, Fabu.
Nope.
To answer your question,
wow,
that it took 30 minutes to answer.
So you don't miss a thing like how you were like buying yachts and
No, I did not buy a yacht.
Yeah.
I did not have a yacht.
Fada was the baller. Woo woo.
But no, I don't miss anything. I
No regrets.
No regrets at all. I
gotta say, Fada, you really gotta update your driver license.
I at this point I'm not gonna update my driver license because right now you could just keep renewing your driver license online.
Yeah,
and when you renew it online, they give you the previous picture that you had in your driver license. They give you the previous picture. So the picture is the same. So yes, I know it's a little crazy when we go to the airport and show my ID, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's kind of funny because as soon that I give my driver license, I'm telling you, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
They're like, you're bamboozling.
And then they for real, they take like 120 takes, like. And then, the funny, things get more funny. When things get more funny? When the person looking at it happens a couple of times, by the way, people. They look at the ID and then they look at Fabu and say, do you recognize this person?
Is this your father?
Do you recognize this person? Are you here, you on Will? Are you okay, little girl? Tell me! Are you okay? And Fabu's like, yeah, that's my dad. That's my mom. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, we're not kidnapping her or anything. It just, no, I just need to check. I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's totally fine. So, yeah. That happened. Actually, that's the truth. That happens.
Yeah, actually, it happened once. It was like, hey, is this your mom? I'm like, yeah.
Tell us one thing that only your mom would know.
I was like, my birthmark.
Yeah, that was like.
Yeah, it got serious.
That was in Seattle.
Yeah,
by looking at my driver license, I'm like, dude.
Tell us one thing that only your mother would know.
My birthmark.
Like,
yeah, I just said my birthmark, Because
by the way, I didn't even make the remarks. Even that not only the difference in my driver license is that I'm wearing glasses, long hair, with a beard. But I'm more chunky. I have more meat in my bones. So it's a completely different person in my driving license, people.
And you were
like, I look at my driving license like, who that guy is? I don't know.
Hey, Pablo, let's look at this guy. Search him.
So hey, it's still, But anyway, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. So have some fun in the airport.
Yeah, guys. Like, just make the cops' day, Like,
Yeah, like, hey, let's have some fun. Why not?
let's have some fun. And that's a wrap, everyone. I just want to give a huge thanks to our guests, Fada and FabuMom, for a great episode. They were fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Before we end it, I just want to give a massive thanks to our sponsors of this podcast, Turtle Beach, Rock and G Fuel. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you in the next episode, which is episode 10, Pokemon Go Fever Hit. Don't forget, you can access all the previous podcast episodes at FabuRocksPodcast.com. And like always, just be yourself, because that is Fabulicious. Bye!
Bye.
Bye, everybody.